think they've used the perfect image here on the article for F1Chronicle.com. There's an article here that's saying that Isack Hadjar is eyeing a debut season podium. Obviously, he's coming into the Racing Bulls team this season as a rookie for his first season in Formula 1. And yeah, I mean, I have my doubts about that. I mean, Yuki Tsunoda at times has been incredible for the Racing Bulls. And I don't believe he's ever had a podium. I can't think of one off the top of my head. Someone may correct me in the comments. I know he's come close. I'm pretty sure he got a 4th place in a few races. But yeah, I mean, this is a guy, Hadjar, that, not to go into a full-on rant here, but I probably will do. But Hadjar's a guy that not long ago was saying that he was scared. You know, he was scared of the step up to Formula 1, the level of attention that he's going to get, the eyeballs, the pressure, the step up in terms of performance. And he's like, oh, I don't know how I'm going to do here, you know, which is understandable being a rookie. But now the man's like, you know what? I'm going to get a podium. Maybe I'm getting the wrong end of the stick here, guys, but let's have a look at this. Full article on the F1Chronicle.com, as always. Yeah, like I said, not too sure about that image. He's not convinced there. It looks like he's smelled something that feels it's a bit off. Despite admitting to feeling scared and lacking experience, Isack has still got high ambitions for his first season in Formula 1 in 2025. The F2 runner-up was the final driver confirmed for this season, replacing the Red Bull Racing bound Liam Lawson at the junior team Racing Bulls. A few days ago, the 20-year-old, described by Dr. Helmut Marko as fast but also very impulsive, told Canal Plus that, honestly, I'm scared. In conversation with French sports daily L'Equipe, he has now expanded to admit that his lack of experience in F1 is making him nervous. So what does the French Algerian expect when his first season begins? It's hard to say, Hadjar. From a technical point of view, I obviously lack a lot of data. For instance, Hadjar admits that he has no idea what driving with a full tank of fuel feels like. Yeah, I'll get that out of the way in testing, I'm sure. I still need to lay those foundations. I need experience, he said. Nonetheless, Hadjar has still got ambitious goals to get into Q3 straight away and score points straight away, he said. No pressure, he said when asked what his initial targets were for the new season. I would also like to get my first podium finish, Hadjar added. Well, of course you would like to, Hadjar, but you can't go saying stuff like this. You're going to put pressure on yourself. You're driving for Red Bull. Have some self-awareness. You know what they're like. He had a close and intense battle with fellow 2025 F1 rookie Gabriel Bortoleto for the 2024 F2 title, but thinks it will be much more strange, fascinating and terrifying. I don't know how it's going to go yet, he confessed. However, he has also got even loftier medium-term goals. I want to drive for Red Bull, but only if I'm good enough. Definitely not before, Hadjar smiled. This year is a learning year for me. I think, kid, you got to learn that you can't say things like that in the media. Because, I mean, I'm having a laugh and a joke, honestly, right? You know, listen, you know, he's not going to care what I think at the end of the day. I'm a guy who talks about Formula 1 on YouTube. You guys care, which is great. But you can't go saying stuff like this to, like, the Red Bull organization, because if he doesn't do this, they're going to eat him alive. Helmut Marko. This is why. This is going to ignite some flame inside him. He's just going to be like, oh, well, if you ain't getting a top 3 this year, you're out. You know, and which I don't expect to happen, by the way. I don't expect Hadjar to get sacked for a number of reasons, mainly because there's not really anybody able to step up, unless they bring Daniel Kvyat back. But, you know, I can't believe he's done this. It's not very smart saying stuff like that, because the guy's going to be under massive pressure. You can't do that, man. You can't. He's gonna learn very quickly that you can't say stuff like that. But look, I may well eat my words on this, right? I may well, you know, Hadjar might go to Melbourne, get a podium, spray the champagne and be like, look, I've done it. I'm a legend. I have no idea what might happen. But I doubt it. Not because he lacks talent, right? Just because the Racing Bull has a bit of a skill issue of its own, for lack of a better term. It's not fast enough. It's a midfield car. I'd be shocked if it was... Because you look at the top 4 teams from last season. Red Bull, Mercedes, Ferrari, McLaren, right? They absolutely dominated the podium. I think aside from Alpine's double podium in Brazil, did any team outside of that top 4 get a podium? I know Aston Martin didn't, Williams didn't, Racing Bulls didn't, obviously, or RB as they were known back then, of course. Didn't. There's no way. There's no way. I mean, listen, they might put some funky Red Bull rockets on the back of that car, you know. I've no idea what they're planning there. But I cannot see him getting a podium. I really can't. Is he quick enough to get a podium? Maybe in a freak race, perhaps, you know. But even then, Tsunoda's never had one in Formula 1. I'm sure he hasn't. Or if he's had one, it came in a freaky race as well. And to rely on that as your expectation, I think, is dangerous. And listen, there's nothing wrong with setting lofty ambitions and goals internally. You know, I've got goals and ambitions when it comes to these social media channels and these videos here on YouTube and at Microsoft and the other platforms we go out on, right? But I don't share them with you because it's internal. It's our goals here at this company. And you should have the same thing at Red Bull, Racing Bull, whatever, right? But don't go airing. Don't go. We have a saying in English: don't air your dirty laundry in public. That's a little bit like what he's doing here. He's kind of showing off things that he shouldn't be and saying things that he shouldn't be. But listen, that is his cross to bear. You know, if he said it, now he's got to live up to it. And anything less will be disappointing. By his own admission, it has to be. But guys, what do you think? Jar for the podium. Taking bets now. Are you in or not? And if so, for either way, let us know why. And of course, for much more news and opinions here on the world of Formula 1, keep it tuned here to the F1Chronicle.com. Like, share, comment, subscribe as always, guys. And if you want to support us some more, head over to Patreon, become a patron. Really appreciate it. As always, links in the description. As always, of course, if you're on YouTube, if you're on one of the other platforms, just go and search up the link. Go and search up Bells on Patreon. That's the best way to do it. And yeah, see you soon for some more content here, guys. Have a good one.